The harbor lay in a half-light of early morning, the fog clinging stubbornly to the rigging of moored ships and the damp wood of the docks. The air smelled of salt and coal smoke, mingled with the faint, acrid scent of chemicals that had spilled during the theft. It was here, among the warehouses and creaking gangplanks, that Cadwell's genius began to reveal itself in ways I could scarcely comprehend. He moved with a deliberate, almost imperceptible grace, kneeling beside the planks, brushing aside dirt and dust with the tip of a gloved finger. "Note this, Marcus," he murmured, pointing to a dark, oily residue along the edge of a crate. "It is not merely grime, it is a chemical compound employed to obscure traces of movement. Observe the pattern. Deliberate, precise, meant to mislead." I bent closer, trying to make sense of the faint markings, but it was as if Cadwell could read them like a story written in invisible ink. He crouched lower, tracing the impressions of ropes and pulleys with a fine stick. "The thieves used a counterweight system to lift these crates silently," he explained. "See here? The planks bear the telltale friction marks. A casual observer would dismiss them entirely. But to one who studies physics, these lines are a language." My gaze wandered across the dock, taking in the ordinary bustle of sailors and workers unloading cargo. Yet Cadwell's eyes were fixed on something far more subtle, a tiny green feather, caught in the groove of the wood. He held it up carefully, inspecting it under the gray light. "Exotic," he said simply. "Likely from a parrot. Notice its composition and coloration. Parrots are creatures of habit. They leave behind evidence that even humans fail to consider." We followed the trail, however faint, past crates and barrels, until it led to a narrow, half-hidden alley between two warehouses. Cadwell paused, crouched, and examined tiny irregular footprints pressed into the mud. "A monkey," he said. "Observe the spacing and pressure. The thief has transported animals trained to avoid certain surfaces, leaving only selective traces. Remarkable, in a cruel sort of ingenuity." Marcus Whitman, I reminded myself, was not the sort to leap to conclusions. Yet I could feel the pulse of excitement in my own chest as we pieced together the movements of the criminals through science and observation. Cadwell noted each detail in his leather-bound notebook, diagrams of pulleys and crate weights, chemical traces, and the behavioral patterns of the stolen animals. "Do you think they will return?" I asked, almost hesitantly, as he rose from his crouch and surveyed the harbor. Cadwell did not answer immediately. His eyes were fixed on the fog-bound water, calculating, reasoning, seeing patterns invisible to all but his mind. At last he spoke, his voice low but certain. "They must, for the trail is not yet complete. And when they do, we shall be waiting." As we left the docks that morning, I realized two things with absolute clarity. First, that Cadwell's methods were unlike any I had ever witnessed. And second, that this case would demand every ounce of intellect, every subtle observation, and every scrap of knowledge of chemistry, physics, and zoology at his disposal. And I, Marcus Whitman, would be there, following him every step of the way.